everyone, I am back with another Chanel replica review from Ioffer. But actually, I am going to be talking about a bag that I did not get from Ioffer today, that I actually got at a different place that I think would just be interesting to talk about. But I'm going to change it so that way I can record this in a more comfortable way. So this was a bag that I received today. I have here the jumbo that I originally thought was, hold on, I'm rolling up my sleeves, was about this size. So you can see my hand relative to this size, and then this one. So, and basically just the comparison of the two. So I wanted to compare the two specifically to each other, just like I compared the very first Ioffer bag that I got, except like it was the Gucci Marmont, and I compared it to this bag just to talk about kind of the things that were different, but like if they were real, but you know, because they're replicas, I just kind of talked about the different elements that they had together. If you wanted to, even if you got a replica, what you would get, and even compare the replicas. So that being said, I ordered this bag about a month ago, and I haven't actually used it yet. It's just been like hanging in my room, but my first impression of this bag was awesome. I still really like it. But I wanted to compare it specifically to this one. So this one's fresh out of the package. I have the opened package here, and it actually came with a dust bag, which I was going to show you. Obviously, it is a very low quality dust bag. It probably would still do the same job as a regular dust bag. All it needs to do is keep dust off of it, but you know, obviously pretty cheap or whatever. You can keep it or throw it away or whatever. I'm probably going to keep it, but yeah, so haven't used this yet, but I definitely plan on it. I also, at the end, if I don't go over 20 minutes, which I probably won't, I want to talk about this bag because this is a bag I actually got at a thrift store. It is obviously a replica. I think it's supposed to replicate the mini box one. I wish I was more educated. I could tell you exactly what it was called, but I found this there, and this was like $5 at this place, and I immediately knew it was a fake because this is obviously would have the same clasp as the classic Chanel if it were, but I mean, it was, you know, I still got it. I have replicas, and I've actually had a few people ask me about it, thinking it was real, and I don't think that was, I'm gonna try not to be rude when I say this, but they were people who seemed like they knew what Chanel's were, so like it didn't seem like just random people were asking me about it. I actually had my mom ask me about it. So I actually would like to talk about this bag, but I'm going to talk more about the one that just came. I can already say that I'm much happier with the size. I wanted something smaller that was going to just sit on my hip. I can just tell you that there are some stitching errors here. That's actually probably the worst one I've ever seen in any Ioffer bag that I've actually received before. So, yeah, that's kind of a concern, but this is my first impression of the bag. Like I said, I just opened it, and I always do these reviews as my very first impression. I just opened it. So my first impression, I like the size a lot. I like the pocket. This pocket is pretty roomy, and I definitely see myself actually using it. And it has a red lining inside of there like the regular Chanel's do. It has the classic buttoned in stitch here and out the bottom, but the bottom is pretty nice, pretty classic how the regular Chanel's look. One of the biggest things that I've noticed though, this bag, also I want to talk about the price, was probably, I think it was actually the same price as that one. However, you can tell that the stitching is pretty different. This is a very smooth, I want to say pleather. I mean, I know it's not real leather, but it's pretty smooth, and this one seems a little more like caviar. But it, you know, it didn't say caviar on there. There's an Ioffer person that actually messaged me seeing that I was buying a lot of stuff on Ioffer and gave me their website, and I have their card, and they actually seem very legit. So I might start ordering from them and just see where that's going to go. But I'm still buying from Ioffer as of right now. So yeah, that's the first thing that I'm going to compare the two. I'm also going to compare the chains, but the other thing is that I notice is when I look on Chanel bags, the first thing that I look for is I don't want to say watermark because I don't think that's the right word for it, but there's a little symbol that kind of indicates where it was made. Like this one would indicate obviously that it was made in Paris or Spain or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm really pretty still new at buying replica bags and comparing them, and if I wanted them to look exactly the same, I'd spend a lot more money, but just from looking at this doesn't have anything of that, and this one does. I'm just saying for the same price, you kind of expect that same quality, but just like this one has the Chanel actually on one of the little hole punched loops here. This one has that as well. I'm very sorry for this video being so overexposed. It's the middle of the day, but yeah, that's really, really nice. And the pockets, if I compare the pockets, seem exactly the same. Roomy. This one actually has a more burgundy on the inside, where this one, it seems like a lot more red. Maybe that's just me. Just let me put them together actually, so you can see. I mean, maybe you don't care as much, but I don't know. I just want to compare every little thing just to see what you might get on Ioffer. These were 2 different sellers. I actually have only bought 2 from the same seller before, and that was from 2 Gucci bags that I bought. But yeah, so yeah, this is my first impression. Obviously some stitching errors. Like I said, I think in previous videos, a Chanel bag, really one of the most beautiful things about it is the intricate and close to detail stitching. For the most part, it looks clean on the front. I've just noticed like on here and obviously here, which is, you know, a concern. I'm definitely gonna have to cut that or do something with that. On the edge pieces, you know, those parts seem a little, I'm trying to close in on that. Yes, a little bit on the corners where I could tell that they stopped stitching. There are some issues, but that's pretty normal. You know, here and there and whatever. And I recently uploaded my my video about I forget what it's called, my Nano, my Celine Nano, and that one had a few stitching errors, but that one I was still very, very impressed with, and I've yet to use that one as well, because I actually been using that bag, and I'll talk about that, why I've been using that one so much, but the clasp works great. This piece is pretty big. For the real ones are much slimmer than this, and also this is a lot thicker than the real one. This one I actually noticed too is that the real Chanel symbol, this one should be going underneath on the top, but over at the bottom. This one should go underneath at the bottom and over at the top. I can compare that to this one. Yeah, that's incorrect. Actually, you know what? I don't think it is. If I compare the two. Technically, it's not, but obviously this one has a different style, much thicker for this one, and the real symbol is much thinner, which is why I'm so impressed with this bag, to be honest, because this one I knew was also fake because of how thick it is, and it always seems like the Chanel symbol and the faker ones are thicker, but yeah, I was also going to compare all of the straps. I also haven't cut this one yet, but I'm going to check it out and just look at how it's made. That's one of the biggest things definitely in a Chanel, so here is the inside. The zipper looks already opened. That is typical for a fake Chanel. The zipper is obviously pretty, what's the word? Like, not great quality. It's probably a fake zipper. Yeah, it's a fake zipper. There's nothing inside here. I'm not sure why they do fake zippers at all anyway. Maybe just to look more real, but yeah, I honestly, I've never seen a real Chanel, but I don't know if they're fake. I don't think they are. So here's the buckle. Same thing I said in my other video when I was reviewing my jumbo, that these screws are incorrect. The real one would not have this, but I mean, at least it says Chanel Paris. That's kind of a bonus. The flap is really cool. I'm already kind of impressed with that. This is the side view as well with the flap on it, the closed side. And yeah, the flap stitching looks nice. Looks pretty straight and typical. That actually is the same design that this one had on its flap, so maybe it is supposed to look like that. I like the stitching here. I don't see any errors at all. I really like the color. The color is pretty accurate to what the real one looks like. It's pretty impressive. I don't know what's inside of here. Oh, it's stuffing. Like I said, this is my my first impression of this, so I haven't opened it or checked it out or anything. It's pretty hard to open, actually, which I think the real ones are like that too. But I actually watched a video about replica bags, and I found out that this is actually cardboard. This piece here is actually made of cardboard, and it's stitched together with some like cushiony foam. Like they stitched the cardboard together with some foam, the fake ones, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. I mean, if you don't mind that, that's fine, but that might be in addition to why it's so hard to open and review. So I guess I'll put it between my legs kind of just look at it. This is probably someone's business card. Oh, it's actually a fake authentication card from Chanel. I have 3 of these now. That's nice. I mean, I think some people want that. Some people don't. They don't really care. This bag looks super roomy inside, which is very impressive. There's the 2 little sleeves in here, and then the classic, the way that this is sewn in here. This is the Chanel little watermark or brand and whatever. I wish I could turn my flashlight on in this video, but the inside looks very impressive. There is actually no stitching errors on the inside. And here, which is impressive as well. And it feels great inside. It actually almost feels like it's a waterproof. Like, I know it's probably not, and some people probably do waterproof their bags, but it feels really nice quality. I'm really impressed. So, yeah, why don't we take off of the plastic, and I'm going to try to see how easy it is to kind of look at this kind of stuff too, and just, you know, in a real Chanel, that would never happen. Chanel's real ones are just absolutely flawless and have no problems whatsoever. But, yeah, this is my first impression on the chain. It doesn't look... Oh, it's stuck in here. Oh, I didn't even know there was whole another flap in here. That's really, really neat, actually. I'm pretty impressed with that. There's a tag. You know, I guess if... that came with this one as well. So in quality of, I guess, if you care about this, I do talk about this a little bit. In quality of packaging, it came with a dust bag. It came with, obviously, this little tag here, and it came with this card. So some people really actually like that. I don't care either way, but it is nicer to have something like that. So I am going to remove the plastic as carefully as I possibly can. I usually just pull... It comes right off for the most part. But it is attached and strung all together, so, you know, that causes another issue. Just from doing that, actually, this runs through here pretty nicely. That one does that as well. I have another bag that's strung through like this that, because it's cheaper, it gets caught, but that's really nice. I like that extra little piece of it. I'm going to continue to cut this. From what I'm seeing, the way that it's lined in here, this looks, you know, this looks not as accurate to a real Chanel as it should. But I mean, it has the double loop, the 2 chains with this over it. If you look at this one, which I was going to talk about, it has only one, where this one, if you just look at these together, it's supposed to be 2 loops, and it goes over 1 and over 1. This one just goes like this. You see what I mean? But yeah, so I'm going to try and continue to open this in a one-handed but careful way for the most part. I might just take the rest of this off at the end of the video, but I did want to take it off enough where I could compare the chains. So the first thing I look at is the color in this hardware here, here, and, you know, just pretty much everywhere that it is. And for the most part, these 2 look almost identical in color. And this one was not from Ioffer, so I didn't talk about it when I got it, because I actually got it a couple days ago. And I want to I'm going to probably branch off, but I'm really dedicating a lot of my channel to Ioffer bags, just because I think a lot of people think that is a very shady website. But I have had no problems with it. And the person who sent me this actually... which is something I do need to talk about, is the transit and everything, and the communication I've had with the seller. The communication for this seller was fantastic, and I talked about that. They were amazing. This person actually didn't ship my bag until 3 or 4 days after I had ordered it, where even with bags that took a really long time, like the very first bag that I got, it took like a month and a half to show up, but they shipped it, I think... honestly, like the day that I ordered it, and I've had that experience with shipping every day since, but this person took a long time to ship, so that kind of freaked me out. They had pretty good reviews. I think that when you're looking to buy a Chanel bag, that you should seriously look at the reviews, because people do get ripped off on Ioffer. That's not a fraud thing that people are making up, saying that it's not legit, because you will get screwed over if you don't do your research. So it does have the double loop, which is impressive. So for the most part, that is what it is. And And yeah, so I think I'm pretty much done talking about this bag. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm definitely going to clean it up like I did kind of with, I don't know if I had to even clean up this bag. This was a really impressive purse to me, not gonna lie. I really just admire how well this came, honestly, and this bottom stitching is just really, really impressive. I wanted to actually buy more from this seller, but that seller didn't sell anything that I was interested in, but I would love to do business with them again. They did a fantastic job. But yeah, so I think I'm going to just remove all the pieces later and then talk about this one a little bit, because in addition to talking about Ioffer bags specifically, I want to talk about all Chanel bags replicas that you could get, or replicas in general, and what you could probably expect. They come in all kinds of varieties. They come from some that don't look so real, some that look more real, and they could be for the same price or different prices. It just depends. It also depends on the seller on Ioffer, but those sellers, sadly, I've been asked countless times on my YouTube to talk about my sellers and to send links, but I cannot do that, looking into it legally. And I know I've said this before, but I will say again, I am not allowed to give out the names of, even like the usernames of these people, or screenshots of our conversations or anything like that. I would love to do that for you guys, and show you exactly who I bought these from, so you could get the exact product that is being shown, but I can't do that. I can send, obviously, like a link of Ioffer, the website, but I could actually get in a lot of trouble, first of all, for buying these bags, and second of all, for talking about the sellers. And they're people who are just trying to make a living, so I wouldn't want to do that to them. But overall, I am very impressed with this bag. I definitely think I'm going to use it more than that one, because that one's just too big for me. But yeah, so I'm impressed. I'm going to give one last look at it, or one last showing. I'm going to clean up some of the stitching errors and whatever, but here is the top, the back, and the pocket, which is real. The inside, this piece here, and the outside. This is the zipper, which is another cool addition. And then the flap right in here. Oh, maybe there's something else in here. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that is. Interesting. It might be a how to preserve the quality of the bag or something like that. That's like another little fake thing that they add in here, or a business card. Interesting. Is this real? This has caught me off guard. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like my gosh, I have no. Oh, okay. I don't know if anyone in the comments or who's watching this has gotten a real one and has gotten something like this, but I would actually really love to hear if this is a normal thing. I've never gotten anything like this before, so interesting. Okay, so this little card thing. Read kind of what's on the other side. This looks like I'm not really sure what this is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not 100% sure what this is, but this was in the bag, so I guess that's, I don't know, like I've never gotten a real one, obviously, so I can't say if that's normal or something, but that was interesting. Okay, once again, here's the flaps, how many pockets it has. As two little pockets right here, if you consider them pockets, or folds, and then there's actually a big pocket right here. So this bag is actually super roomy. You could probably fit a ton in this bag. So that's really cool. This magnet piece goes on really well. So, all right, I'm just gonna leave that open because I'm gonna take the plastic off later. And then the last bag I want to talk about really quick is this one. Obviously I have coins and whatever in it because I have been using this bag forever. So I got this bag about 2 weeks ago, and I got it at a thrift store, and it was one of those thrift stores that wasn't like a Goodwill or a classic thrift store like that. The first thing that comes to mind. I actually only really shop at thrift stores like, I don't know, I want to name names, but they're so different in so many different areas. But this one only bought only had designer stuff, so you can get like really good brand names and stuff like that there, but you know, it's still a thrift store, so everything is used. This one was on display with all the other purses, so obviously if it was real, they would not have it out on display with all the other purses that are clearly not as expensive. And if this was real, it wouldn't have been $15-ish. I don't remember how much it was actually. Especially since I know what the box looks like, and this has no resemblance. I mean, yeah, kinda, but really, really not. This is probably the most replica looking bag I've ever gotten. It was actually probably the first bag that people started asking me about because they thought it was really cute, and they're like, how much was that? That's a Chanel? That's so cute. But the real one has a little pocket on the outside, the classic little pocket, even if it's small. This bag is super small. You see my hand to this one, and this one, and this one, and it's like super, super mini, which I actually love. It is absolutely adorable. It just doesn't fit anything. It fits my keys, which I think are in here. No, they're not. But it fits my keys. I just keep my cards in here. I actually don't even have a card holder that fits this, but nevertheless, I actually love this bag. I use this I've been using this every day since I got it, where sometimes I'll get a bag like this and I don't even think I'll use this immediately. And summer's coming, so it's just really small and easy to use. And you know, the only bummer is that it really doesn't look all that real, and I got it anyway because why not? But it's trying to obviously replicate like the caviar, and it doesn't have the Chanel label on these parts, but it's really easy to pull through if you just open it. This piece, but obviously the only way you could wear this, because these can be worn as like a shoulder, but also a crossbody, where this one is only a crossbody, which I don't mind. And you know, this is the classic twist open piece here, and it's got, if I twist this open all the way, it's got like a little scuff here. I'm not sure if that was there when I first got it or not, but yeah, it's really kind of shabby, but I mean, I really like it. So this could be one of the replica bags you could possibly actually receive. I'm not sure if this person obviously had bought this at Ioffer or in a Chinatown area, like maybe like San Francisco or something like that. And I know that they kind of sell stuff like that. I'm not sure where this person got it, but it looks really good condition. It actually almost looks like it's brand new, really. It doesn't have like any stitching errors or anything. And obviously this is crooked. That was the first, probably one of the first things that I noticed that I was like, yeah, okay, this isn't real. But I mean, the chain as well is not real, and you can see there's a stitching error here. That would never be there in a real Chanel. I mean, that's just really kind of spooky, but I love it. I use it all the time. It makes me want to actually go out and get maybe an Ioffer version of this and see what they have. But I'm probably going to save my money because that would probably cost me like 30 bucks. My new standard really for Ioffer bags is about 30 bucks at the least, because if you go anything under, you're probably not going to get what you want. And if you go anything higher, you could get what you want. But I think the $30 range is perfect because, yeah, I got this and, you know, it's not, it could look more real, but I also got this, and I honestly don't see anything so wrong with this that I'd probably see this with somebody and think that it's real, even though it's so big that I think a lot of people probably wouldn't, but, you know, whatever. And it came with a lot of these little cool things, so I mean, that's kind of cool if you're into that. But yeah, so this was my, another review of a Chanel replica. I currently don't actually have any bags underway, like coming from Ioffer. I'm probably going to take a break from buying replica bags. I don't buy a lot at a time. I probably buy one every 2 or 3 months, even though it seems like I've been buying a lot recently. And I have a very big collection, and I mentioned in my last video that if any of my viewers, and I have been actually getting viewers and subscribers, which is so awesome. Hello, welcome. I'm going to continue doing this. This is the kind of stuff that I'm probably going to be continuing doing. Possibly, possibly not, but I think for the most part I am. If you are interested in seeing my collection of replica bags, I have so many, and I would love to talk about them in a way to help people see what they could possibly get or not, and just kind of, you know, showcase them and talk about how much I've used them or how much they cost and everything. So if you're interested in that, I have Louis Vuittons, Gucci's, I have a Celine, I talked about my Celine, but I have a Chloe. So if you want to see that, I'm definitely up to talk about it. But this was my Chanel, I'd say rectangle. Yeah, my I don't think this is a mini. This is really like a medium, but like my medium rectangle from Ioffer. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.